after the other, hoping to be accepted and part of the Mexican wave which we all call society. Most people correspond to this chain of events, but others are left behind. Some people accept they can't belong, while others are still standing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a story for everyone who's ever felt out of place. And tonight I'm going to show you that we all have the chance to belong. This woman, who I urge to be the heart of my film, is an unusual symbol of hope, but one who could show us all what could be. I'll admit that our paths had crossed once before, and I knew this time would be the last.
Oh yeah, I'm there, Latrina, the strange woman. I had a blind date with her and got a bit of a shock when she first arrived, to be perfectly honest. She's all green and that. You know what they say about witches? Even in all those kids' stories, they're not really good news, are they? But she didn't seem wicked, you know. Said she'd just got her first job at a retirement home. No, Latrina! She's settled into work quite well here with our residents, though I've heard the dominoes come out when she's sad. It's probably just the nerves of settling in. It's her first job, and we all feel a bit self-conscious to begin with. Oh, would you just excuse me for one moment? Patty and Kevin, was it? Just sign here, please. Thank you.
Latrina's actually been very kind to us. We all just thought she would be a witch. I thought I had a misunderstood condition. Her past must have been unbelievable. I know mine was.
Is this thing on?
Finally, I had brought her to the world.
Well, where do I begin? I'm Latrina, aged 42. I live here with my friend Abigail, as well as my other friends Scuttlers and Motzi, who I feed every day. Oh, who am I kidding? I've been alone my whole life. As far back as I can remember, human friends just weren't there, especially at my orphanage. After that incident, all my socializing at the orphanage was pretty much the same thing.
How come your parents abandoned you here? Is it because you're green? That's a yucky color. Touch it. Does it feel like it chicken bone. Don't do that, she'll lock you in a tower. Were your parents normal or weird like you?
I remember I honestly couldn't answer any of their questions, and I still can't answer that last one today. Unlike them, I didn't have any friends to tell me what to think of the world or the other people in it. I think they'd also seen too many Disney films and just assumed that anyone who even resembled a witch must be evil or bad. I remember they used to run away screaming when I legitimately offered them spare fruit from my lunchbox. I was at the orphanage because my parents abandoned me when I was very, very young. I have nothing to remember them by except this pitiful crumpled note which I was left with in my bassinet. It says, "Your name is Latrina, and you deserve this life." Who needs parents anyway, as I say, especially ones that just leave their unusual, unwanted children at the steps of an orphanage, all alone, with no one to say what to do or how to act in this world? They must have been horrible people. At least I got a name out of them, though, even if it does sound a bit like a toilet. The only family I've ever known, apart from my animals and my new friends at the retirement home, was at one stage where I shared a long-distance relationship with my only remaining aunt from the East. We used to write on birthdays and such, but she was rather sadly crushed by a flying house before we got to know each other too well. After a short time of feeling as if I belonged, I was all alone in life again before I knew it. She was also meant to have left me a valuable pair of shoes made of rubies because I was her closest surviving relative. But I never got them, strangely enough. A far greater gift I've received, however, is this. I love this job. This place is so unlike the orphanage in that everyone acts so much more grown up.
By the time you've reached our age, you realize that many people have much more to offer from the inside.
That amazing new friend is Pearl. She apparently used to be an extremely famous jazz performer and had a life of popularity and fans who loved her. But it all left her after she had a stroke.
Tragic, isn't it? And to this very day, I sometimes hear her try to sing.
My most significant friendship, though, I have to say, is with a childless couple, Patty and Gavin, who became residents only a week after I myself began work here. They like to tell me about their old lives in the countryside and also want to know about my experiences and ask about my childhood, which has never been discussed with anyone. I accidentally upset them, however, only a few nights ago. As we started discussing my parents, I just got so angry about the thought of it all. I didn't mean to. I must have sounded like a witch. If it weren't for my experiences at the orphanage, I'd have never known what a witch was. Since that first lunchtime, there was endless taunting, but it ceased when I acted how they wanted me to, like a witch. It amused them, and for those minutes at a time, I wasn't lonely. but this became my only hope of companionship. And even now, all because of some horrible instinct. I sometimes act like the witch they always thought I was. What am I doing here? He thinks I'm a witch. I shouldn't be here. Hello?
And what would Madame like as an appetizer to commence her romantic evening?
Oh, do you have any, do you have any, children?
What? Do beg your pardon, Madame?
I'll just have the gingerbread then, shall I?
Of course. So, these people call Patty and Gavin wanting you to go on a date pretty badly, eh? What are you doing there?
Oh, nothing. You go on. Everyone knows the children are lured to the scent of a gingerbread house. Go on, dear.
Look, I'm sorry. I better go.
Oh, why can't I just be myself?
And then I think she realized that she didn't know exactly what that was.
Am I a witch, Abigail? Or do I just resemble something that people think a witch should be? I don't know what I am anymore. But I do know how things are supposed to work. They all have to be exactly the same, spaced evenly. And the smallest numbers always go at the bottom. It must be perfect, but you don't know until you've toppled them over. And then you have to start all over again. When my parents left me at that orphanage with that crumpled note reading, "You deserve this life," they knew that I was a witch. They knew what kind of person I was going to be. And they knew they wanted nothing to do with me. They knew nothing. Besides, Pearl told me it doesn't matter if they aren't all facing exactly the same direction. They don't have to be spaced the same every time. And who cares if they fall the wrong direction when they're falling over? They all fall over anyway. Watch, Abigail. I'll show you how it ends. For the first time in my life, I'm feeling sorry for myself. Though I've got real friends here, especially in Patty and Gavin. I wish I'd known this type of relationship could happen all of my life. I'm becoming greener with envy. Who's there?
Me? What's the matter?
Nothing, Pearl. It's all right.
You know what the funny thing is? When I lost everything in my life, I learned to consider people for who they are, rather than what they seem to be. Like you, this will never ever tell me I'm fairest of them all. But it means I can see the truth.
And what can you see, Pearl?
You'll have to play that piano properly if you want me to tell you. I hope you're ready for this. I see, Latrina, you're the girl of the story. You've got green skin and a name like a laboratory. But don't let all these flaws sway your perception, 'cause I know you've had a lifetime dealing with poor reception. Life's a witch, it seems, for our lovely Grindelite. And even though your beauty isn't obvious to sight, you're different, that's true, just like me to you. But handicaps aren't obvious to the one with the fight. And here we go. You're always wondering, why am I me? You've got no roots on your family tree. Left at that orphanage, didn't know what to do. Told how to act by children who thought they knew. Life's a witch, you say, 'cause you don't know your past. And a family life is slipping beyond your own grasp.
It's for the best I know. Don't want my parents to show. It's obvious love would be known as lust.
Don't be like that. You need faith to help you focus. And magic happens, though it's not a hocus pocus. I've got this feeling something's drawing nearer, and the ones you hold dear, you see you hold them dearer.
I really don't think so, Pearl. Because, you see, life's so rich. I know. I've lived it more and more. I'd like to trust you, Pearl, but my faith's not like before. My parents would not be greeted, wouldn't forgive them if they pleaded, not even if their tears ran down to the floor. So, where do I finish? Nothing's changed very much, has it? I do feel accepted with my friends at the retirement home, but I should have more. On Thursday, I'll be 43 years old, then 44, then 45, until one day, nothing. And when that day comes, despite everything that I've told you, I'll doubt that I'll be any closer to knowing who I am. Goodbye.
The beauty of belonging, even if it's not to outwardly ideal friends, is that when you lose hope, there's always others to find it for you. I now had to resort to some rather risky measures to continue Latrina's story.
Is it on?
Yes.
We thought we better clear a few things up about how Latrina.
Pearl told us that she's quite depressed at the moment, that she doesn't know who she is anymore. We hope she's always known.
We really both know how much we mean to Latrina at the moment, but she has no idea how much she means to us.
We both have rather a sad confession to make about it all. like a witch. What are people going to say?
I think she's beautiful.
I know she is. Ding dong, da-da-da-da. Good evening.
We've all just heard the good news, Gavin. The miracle has arrived. For all of us.
What?
We're all going to be rich with that unique child of yours. And we're all going to share in the bountiful profits. You see, you both eat our produce, our carrots and potatoes and cabbages, and now we want to share in yours.
What are you planning to do?
Mr. Splits has agreed to exhibit that thing in his traveling show and send a generous proportion of his total earnings directly to you, which also means us. You see, he's never featured a real live witch before.
Now you listen here. She is not a witch.
She's just a person who looks differently. She has as much right to live a normal life as you do.
That may be so, Patty, but you can't keep your eyes on her forever. And the moment your back's are turned, she's going straight into that exhibit.
Gavin, our neighbors. I can't believe it.
Everyone followed the leader, one after the other.
It looks like our daughter's been judged before she can even learn to talk.
You know what we have to do, don't you? We'll hide her and tell the villagers that she didn't make it through the night.
We'll lose everything we have.
But it will give her a chance at a normal life.
We only wish she didn't hate her parents so much, so we could tell her that she's not alone anymore.
We always loved her, and we've been saving these for a long time, for her first birthday with us.
They were owned by my sister.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I must now take my leave before I'm recognized. I feel horrible for what I did back then, but that's why I had to set things right. This is a story for everyone who's ever felt out of place, because as you can see, I'm providing the entertainment for the other side of the bars now. I know I'm still exploiting her, but it's to show that no life is just about belonging. It's about believing.